YouTube.
Hey YouTube, it's Jeremy. No.
That's Karen. I'm Jeremy.
We just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little bit of an update from when we visited Ecuador this past summer, which is crazy.
So we visited Ecuador around a year ago, and our entire goal was to get acquainted with this possible country that we're going to live in. We wanted to find out, hey, what are the options of where we're going to live?
Yeah.
See if we can get to know some folks while we are there. See what we need to bring, what we do not need to bring.
Like what things cost. We wanted to kind of like observe things at the market, the store. Yeah.
Learn the culture and learn the people so we can make a committed effort and head down to Ecuador. And we flew in at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and Carrie was really sleepy. She didn't want to sleep at the airport for a few hours.
The airplane? Well, no, but the airplane, oh, that was on the way back. Never mind. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to sleep at the airport, so we got recommendations from friends to like go to this sketchy little hotel, and
it was crazy.
The hotel was nice. It was like these little cabanas, like these little cabana things, but just driving at 2 o'clock in the morning in a strange country with a taxi driver was definitely a little scary.
Yeah. We're inside of a pickup truck, and he took us down like all these dirt roads, and none of them have like street lights, which we have here in America, and a lot of them don't even have street signs. And so we're leaving the airport, and we're being driven to who knows where, like 30 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah.
And we're just hitting these big bumps, going down dirt roads, and you're seeing like little shacks every now and then.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it was nuts. So I thought that the guy was going to take us to the gringo hostel and rape us and stuff like that. So.
Well, and I was 8 months pregnant, so I didn't look very vicious or capable of protecting myself.
But I did.
Well, I'll let you believe that. Yeah.
So we arrived at Cuenca. We were picked up by 2 friends who are actually missionaries down there that have 5 or 6 kids.
5 kids, but we had never met them.
Yeah, we've never met them, so we didn't know what it would be like if we'd actually be able to, what's the word for it, mingle or...
Like click?
Yeah, click with them.
Yeah.
Sure enough, we did. The more we discovered about them and why they were there in Ecuador, just the more we fell in love with these guys and their heart, what they're trying to do down there.
And we spent a ton of time with them. We were there for 21 days in Ecuador, and we spent a ton of time with this family. We stayed at their house. We shared a lot of meals. They showed us around, and we were actually able to end up meeting with a couple other missionary families, and we ended up going to a barbecue, like a cookout with, what was it, like 21 people?
Yes.
Of different missionaries.
There's around, there's probably close to 20 different missionaries that are down there, and so already we're able to meet one of our objectives of trying to get a good network and all kinds of different folks that we can connect with when we get down there.
Just have a sense of community, or just to know people. It's really nice, when you're moving out of country, just to have you know people. If there was a natural disaster or something happens, like there's people we know, or people just who can speak our own language, and when times get tough, or have the ability to relate with what we're going through. So that was really good. We feel like we made a pretty good network of people, and we can't wait to actually get to know them better and make them more of our family. But so what?
Cuenca is really stinking cool. I didn't realize how big this city was until you're actually there.
It's huge.
It's like 450,000 people.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about the city, of how dense the population is. And so a lot of people walk around, it's kind of rare to have a vehicle, just because vehicles cost so much down there.
Yeah. And it's just real congested, a lot of traffic. The streets are narrow, so most people walk or take public transportation, which we love the walking aspect, especially me. I'm such an advocate for not owning a car, just to keep in that minimalist lifestyle and just being able to walk everywhere or take public transportation. We found that people they're outside there all the time. Everything in Cuenca, or in Ecuador period, closes from about 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock every day, and the children get out of school and families go home and they have lunch together. And just, I think we've talked about in my previous pregnancy video that I'll link below, that there's like 4 different rivers in Cuenca, and you would just be by the river between 1 and 3, and there'd be people napping or families having lunch together, and there's just this element of, I don't know, family oneness that I think we definitely don't see a lot of here in America where we live.
Their culture is very relational.
Yeah.
And so there's a high value on it. For instance, if you go into a restaurant, it's okay for you to sit there for 3 hours and to share a drink and a meal with someone. And so everything's a lot more slow paced than what you'd expect. Especially in America, it's like
we're so used to like, give me my bill, hurry.
Yeah.
Which we've heard can be a challenge if you're an expat or an American wanting to go live down there. A lot of people go down there with the same mentality, thinking, hurry up, give me my bill, give me this kind of service, and it's just a different culture. And that's one thing we had to keep in mind, and we have to continue to keep in mind as we move forward, is that we're going into their homeland. Yeah, we're not in America, and we have to adapt to how they do things and what's called Cuenca time, which we've learned is a lot different than what we're used to. So another cool thing about Ecuador is that when you're pregnant or have small children, they just treat you with such respect. You know, when we would go into the airport, there's a sign for pregnant woman, and you know, instead of waiting in security for an hour, they would just rush you to the front of the line. You know, or when you're on the bus, if you get on and you're pregnant, if there's people sitting up the front, they get up and they move to the back and they're like, here, have a seat. And so it's just something we didn't expect and that we actually really like. There's this element of respect for women and pregnant
for
women,
seniors,
elderly.
as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. So that was really cool. On that same note, a really crazy thing in Ecuador is that people kiss on the cheek. Yeah. Like when a man greets a woman, he kisses her cheek. Well, you don't literally kiss, you just kind of touch cheeks and make the sound. But and also when women greet women, they do this same thing. So that was interesting, and it's definitely a little out of my comfort zone. I'm a person who has a very large personal bubble. I want you to stay about 5 to 6 feet away from my face when we're talking. Yeah. And I'm not a big hugger, and so for me, it's very against my nature. But obviously, I'm going down there and I'm going to adapt to their culture and do what's respectful in their culture. The 4 rivers in Cuenca, but there's also these amazing parks. You know, there's zip lines and there's like trails you can walk around the park. It's like a track. And then a lot of the parks have this like workout equipment that you use your own body weight. So there's no weights on it. There you go. That's awesome. We're here at an Ecuadorian park, one of the many, and I think this is the biggest one. It is on the map anyways. So there's all this different workout equipment, and there's the mountains over there, and it's just a huge playground. And it's surrounded by 2 rivers, which is really cool. But yeah, we're just here in Ecuador enjoying the park and the rivers. Did it work? Yeah. Just kind of use your own body weight to get a workout or to stretch. And it was really cool because in the middle of the day we would just see tons of children or elderly or people just hanging out at the parks. Just outdoors.
Yeah. Cuenca also serves as a hub for all kinds of folks who are farmers throughout the rural areas in Ecuador to come into a big city like Cuenca, and then they sell their food at these big supermarkets, and in Spanish it's called mercados. And you'll see all kinds of fruits and vegetables from all around, really. So at these markets you'll see all kinds of fruits and vegetables from all around Ecuador and South America imported in. And for folks who want to eat the way that Carrie and I desire to eat, it's definitely
conducive to that lifestyle.
For sure. Here in the States, it costs us probably around $1,200 to eat the way that we desire to eat.
Which is
plant-based.
Yeah.
And that'd be for a month. But down there, you know, we'll be able to eat like kings for $300 roughly.
And that's eating just not primarily, but exclusively exclusively fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
So no processed foods, fruits and vegetables. And like you say, here in the United States, that's going to cost us a ton of money, but there it's very easy.
Processed foods down there, they're imported, so it costs a lot more money to buy those as well as meat. And so if you eat a lot of meat, you'd look at paying a lot more money compared to the vegetable or fruit that the common person primarily consumes.
Yeah.
One thing that was pretty cool or weird down there was that they were grilling pigs on the side of the roads all the time, and it's actually these little
guinea pigs.
Yeah, you'd see a shaved guinea pig on a spiralizer type thing over a barbecue.
So disgusting.
And it's a delicacy, and so when they celebrate, which they have all kinds of different festivals and celebrations, you'll see the little roasted guinea pig come out to play.
Gross. Well, even just at the markets, you'll find a section that's like fruits and vegetables. You'll find sections that's for goods like hats, scarves, clothing. Yeah. And then you'll find like the meat section, and it's literally just carcasses. There's no refrigeration. It's just hanging there. Just like cut open pigs, cut open cows, chickens just chilling out raw. It's, and it smells so horrible. Oh my gosh, and at the market, there's the puppy section where there's just like little crates with tons of puppies. And down there, you can go and just get a puppy for $20, which is crazy because here in America, if you want like a puppy that's purebred or anything, you're going to spend anywhere from like $8,000 to $1,000 at the mall. But at their malls or mercados, you go in with a $20 bill and you get a puppy. And so there's just like the puppy market. And of course, we had to walk by just to like pet the puppies. So just like atmosphere and weather, while we were there, it stayed anywhere between like 60 to 80 in Cuenca. Not 80, maybe 60 to 70s, because we were down there during the beginning of their winter. Their seasons are flipped. So here in America, when we're in winter, they're in summer. And when they're in summer, vice versa, because they're on the other side of the equator. So we went down in June, and I would say like when we would leave in the morning around like 9 or 10 a.m., we would be in like a t-shirt, thin pants, and a jacket. And a few hours later, we'd be taking off the jacket. And so we learned that it was really good just to wear layers. Because you never knew. And also, it could be hot, and within an hour, all of a sudden it's downpouring and raining, and then you put your jacket back on.
Yeah. So, when we were there, the average temperature was probably around 70.
Yeah.
And it's actually really sunny.
Yeah, it was great.
During a lot of the time that we were there. But also the houses, none of them are built with central air conditioning or heating. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of shows you the sort of environment that you're walking into, being so close to the equator.
Yeah.
It's really just a pleasant climate.
It really is. It really is. One of the goals of going down there was to see whether we wanted to live in Cuenca or Vilcabamba. Yeah. And there's tons of other cities, but just for starting off, we really wanted to be in a city that had a lot of expats or people who spoke English for the most part. We wanted to be in somewhat familiar territory with people who we could speak to.
And also a place that would be conducive where we could learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Because right now we just know survival Spanish.
Yeah. So that was part of the goal. And I would say when we first got there, especially for me, I don't remember how you feel, but from the get-go, I was just like, I don't want to live in a city. I don't think Cuenca's it.
Yeah.
I really had this vision in my head of a more rural setting. And I was really, after the first week or so of being in Cuenca, which is the big city, I was just like, I really hope Vilcabamba is what's for us, So then we ended up, during the middle of our trip, going to Vilcabamba for about a week. We took a 5.5-hour bus ride in a tiny little minivan. What would be a minivan?
Not a bus ride, it was a minivan.
Oh, yeah.
It's seriously a minivan, not a big minivan, but a mini one. And so they piled 10 adults in there with a pregnant woman. And we're squeezed on the very back trunk section.
Which is the bumpiest.
With a Frenchman, Jean Daniel. Really cool guy we got to meet and hang out with. But it was a long ride.
Yeah.
Go down south to Vilcabamba. It's a lot more tropical down there.
It was gorgeous, though. The pictures and videos honestly don't even do it justice. Like, the views were so beautiful. It was so green and lush and hilly. And yeah, it warmed up quite a bit on the way down there. When we got there, we stayed at this amazing resort, Ishkaluma, I think it was called. I can't believe I remember that.
Good job.
But yeah, Ishkaluma. And it's crazy. It's this beautiful resort with like this pool and lots of tropical trees and flowers. cabanas. They had like yoga outside. They had a restaurant, and we paid for the first part of the trip. We paid, I want to say $28 for kind of an okay hotel room. It wasn't bad. It had a beautiful bathroom, nice views, hammocks.
Yeah.
And the second part, we stayed in their more luxurious part of their hotel or their resort, and we paid $32 a night for this amazing resort style, stay. We also got massages, full body massages.
Yeah, hour and a half for $22, I think, is amazing. They massage your nose, your ears,
your
neck,
earlobes,
everything, man.
It felt so good. Yeah, $22. It was money well spent.
It's the best $22 I've ever spent in my life.
Yeah, it was really cool. So, yeah, we went to Vilcabamba. We spent some time just down by the river. We spent time in their downtown. We saw a parade happen. We've learned that in Ecuador, and I think it's pretty much South America in general, they find any reason they can to celebrate, to have a celebration.
Which is great.
Yeah. Like, I think it's like, they're like, it's Tuesday, we'll have a parade, but this parade that we saw in Vilcabamba was their 150th anniversary of the town. So, all the schools came out, the colleges, the elementary schools, and just put on a parade for hours. It just felt like a very small town, which we thought we would like, but it honestly didn't click.
Yeah, we were hoping it would, because there's so many different YouTubers that we follow, like the Monarchs and stuff like that, and so we've been inspired to kind of have this rural hippie type lifestyle, and we got down there and it's just a total different feeling. Yeah. I think it's God just saying, this isn't what I have for you just yet. So maybe later on in our Ecuador journey, we may end up going to a rural destination and see what happens. But
it wasn't it, and we could. It's funny because we were very eager after 5 or 6 days to get back to Cuenca. Yeah, we were ready to go to what felt like home. So yeah, we ended up spending the last part of our trip in Cuenca again, and just kind of still, just getting a feel for everything. And I would say, with the goals being to go down there to find out where we wanted to live and just to reconfirm and also get a good feel for how it's going to be having a baby down there, I'd say we accomplished that task. We decided that Cuenca is definitely the city for us to start off on, at least. And we feel very safe and confident with having Abram there. I think it's going to be an amazing place to raise our little boy, and it's going to be a good place to learn English. We did tour language school. We toured the churches that were available there, and on that note, we just got a feel for what needs are down there, which I don't even think we've grasped. Even what am I trying to say? Just
the ministry of what God's going to have us do, I think.
We don't even know.
There's so many different needs, from helping widows who are true widows. Yeah. And they're all piled up by like an 8x8 room. They'll stay overnight together, and they'll be 6 or 7 inside of a room.
And then travel in with trucks in the morning and sell, oranges on the side of the street.
Yeah, there's orphans.
Yeah.
And, so many folks just need to have hope, because there's a lot of men with alcohol problems, and they're just in bondage. And I'd say the faith down there is Roman Catholicism, but that was only established around 200 years ago, and the main folks who hold to it are just women. And so in South America, the culture believes that it's pretty much any sort of religion, it belongs to the woman, and so men don't even own that down there. And so there's a lot of hurting and lost people that we'd love to bring hope to, and we're just waiting to see what that looks like. So the only thing we know to do right now is just serve folks, share our lives with them and who God is with them, and just simply be obedient, like what you're saying. Yeah.
So we're still not even 100% sure what that ministry looks like, and it may be a variety of things. We do feel that it's confirmed that that's the place we're supposed to go, and we don't know why. We just know that that's where we're supposed to go, and we're just we're gonna go down there. And right now where we're at it is February 4th today, and we are in the process of getting our visas, which is a very lengthy, kind of complex process. But we're in the process of completing the visas to try and get over there. And we're right now, for me as a wife and a mother, I'm in the process of just doing more research on what we need to take with us. So I'm shopping and packing things, extra clothes, extra sheets, just things that we know we're not gonna be able to pick up down there, or that aren't the same quality or what we would want. So that's kind of me, is kind of this nesting process of preparing, because as of right now, we're about 14 weeks out. We are shooting our last wedding the first week of June, and then our goal is to be gone right out, within a few days after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely still going to Ecuador. We're very excited, and to be completely honest, we're I don't know if nervous is the right word, but it's bittersweet. There's a lot of kind of, for me especially, and you can speak for yourself, but there is a process of mourning. There is a process of mourning what we're leaving here in America, family and friends and our comforts, and being able to go on Amazon and just order, I want this apparatus or this book, and you just order it and it's at your doorstep within 2 days. So there is a process of kind of mourning what we're leaving behind and leaving our culture and our sense of community. And so, I don't know, how are you feeling, being 14 weeks out?
I'm feeling pretty excited. The only thing I'm worried about, if you want to use the word worried, is just the visas, whether if it'll work or not. If you do look into it, it's a really complex process. Unfortunately, it's not simple. It may seem simple, but once you start trying to get things going together, it's definitely complex, and we're fairly bright people, so I know that there's going to be a lot of things that we are going to miss about our conveniences in America. Yeah. But that's also one reason why we're choosing to live in South America, is because we want the simplicity of life back. We want relationships with one another to be of a high priority, and
we want a very minimalistic lifestyle that's not full of stuff or tying us down, and one that can allow us to be with Abram, a lot. And
for sure.
Just to be a close family unit who literally plays together, sleeps together, prays together, does ministry together, eats together, shops together.
Yeah.
And I know for some people they're like, oh my gosh, that's way too much time together, and it can be. There's definitely times where it's too much, but we have an end goal in sight that we want to be a very close family unit. And
I think God designed, we're just talking, but I think God designed families to be something that's very close and that best represents Him. And I think in North America, we've done just the opposite, where we have so many different ways to socialize with our iPhones and our iPads and with this gadget and this other gadget, and we find that we're the most disconnected, displaced society that's out there because of all of our devices, because it's just overused and abused in so many ways. And so we definitely want to step away from that. You'll see that more videos that she puts out, or Carrie puts out, what that looks like.
But anyway, that's our update. Thanks for following, guys. Stay tuned.
Seriously.
There's lots more videos to come, and just thanks for following our journey and praying for us. We'll talk to you later.